Hello everybody, thank you for watching our channel, sharing your wisdom. I am so happy to be here with Debbie. Thank you, Debbie.
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for accepting our invitation to be part of our YouTube channel.
It's my pleasure.
And thank you for sharing with us what you do. I was really impressed to be at your session, your Reiki session. So that's why I wanted to share with everybody what is Reiki, a little bit of Debbie about her story. And so we're here to share that with you. So you do Reiki.
Yes.
What else you do?
Oh, what else do I do?
Yes.
In addition to Reiki?
In addition to Reiki.
Well, I do a little sound healing, sound therapy. In addition, using tuning forks and crystal bowls, things like that. Something called the lotus drum. And that's just really a calming therapy as well, just like Reiki. I do intuitive sessions where I get together with someone and we just chat like you and I are now. And if I get any intuition about it, any thing that might help or guide the person, then I can pass that along. Hopefully, it'll assist them with what's ever going on in their life. And I do meditation, and we can really use meditation in the world today. It's a really stressful time in our society and in the whole world on the planet, and so it's really wonderful to use prayer and meditation, because then we feel like we can go within and get calm and connect to the divine and just really tune in to not only ourselves but to a higher power than we are. No matter what you believe, no matter what walk of life you're from, then meditation can help with that.
Yes, definitely. I took Reiki was maybe a month ago, and I learned a little bit about a Reiki long time ago, but I never had the opportunity to do a session.
Oh, okay.
So when I went with you, I went with my mind open, and I was really open to let myself go and just meditate. And I know that for some people it's hard to concentrate and meditate.
Yes.
Yes.
It's really difficult for us. We're busy, and there's a lot of frenetic energy around us, and it can be really challenging to calm the mind.
It is challenging.
They call it the monkey mind because of all the chatter that's going on in our minds. So meditation, Reiki, these kinds of things really help us to calm our mind enough that we can even meditate. So that's very assistive. And there's some techniques I can share with people who would like to be able to calm their mind more and relax and feel more serenity in their life. And meditation is really key to all that. We call it one form of meditation. In fact, all meditation is called mindfulness. It's being mindful of the now moment. And it's where we shift from doing to being who we are as a being. And to go within and connect with ourselves and connect with our higher power and just really be at peace.
Yes, and it is challenging. You were saying that you can share a tip for us to help us meditate. What would be one of those tips to help us meditate?
It's nice to set up a time, once or twice a week at first, daily if you want to, where you can just go off and be by yourself in a calm environment, and have that be me time. Now, I know that's challenging for mothers with small children, and I used to, when my children were small and I wanted to meditate, I'd put a sign on the door and they knew what that meant. And, you know, if there was I'd say, unless there's an emergency, Mom's going to be in here for 10 minutes. They got used to it. And so just finding the time for yourself instead of all the busyness out there. There's always a lot of things, you know, we want to pick up. We want to go on social media, we want to pick up our iPad or computer, and that's fine, but even it out with some other things where you can just be quiet, because all our answers are within, and all we have to do is tune in order to get them.
So interesting, Debbie. Once you say to yourself, I'm going to tell my kids, I'm going to tell my family that I'm going to be busy for 10 minutes, they will understand. It's just that sometimes we don't take that step to let them know. Leave me alone for 10 minutes.
That's so true.
And they understand. But we have to take that extra step to let them know.
We have to claim it. We have to claim and carve out a little time for ourselves. And when we're talking about women, as mothers, as wives, we deserve that. We deserve to have some time to ourselves. We don't always know that or claim that, but because we tend to put ourselves on the back burner. But you know, when you have children, they need certain things. But as they get a little older, there's always a way to work it out. And so, you know, there is a way is a very strong statement. So it's kind of like, take that time, and this isn't scheduled time where it's a have to. Meditation is I get to. Oh boy, I get to meditate. I get to slow down. I get to be with me. I get to be at peace.
Yes.
The body needs that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's true. We have to make the time.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Debbie. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to continue. And can you tell me, Debbie, what is Reiki?
Reiki is energy. It's a certain kind of energy. It's very light and very soothing, and it can promote healing. And it comes down from above through the body of a practitioner, a Reiki practitioner who's been trained to do it, and out their hands and onto the body of a recipient. And we call it life force energy. And it just gives us a way to do that calming, to have some calming energy and relax. And for people with anxiety and a very busy lifestyle or illness, it's very assistive.
Yes, so Reiki is energy in your body.
Yes.
It's energy in your body, and like kind of learning how to express that energy?
Yeah, Reiki's a funny name, exactly. Reiki's a funny name because it's Japanese.
Japanese.
It was rediscovered in Japan by Dr. Usui, and he wanted a way that people could relax and promote some healing. And so he went to Mount Koriyama for many days to fast and pray, and he did indeed receive information about Reiki. And so he brought it into Tokyo and opened a clinic, and many people came to him to receive Reiki, and with very good results. And so it's spread since then, and to where it was brought to the mainland USA by Mrs. Takata, who learned it in Tokyo, and she further spread Reiki about Reiki and taught people Reiki and had Reiki masters to Canada and Europe as well. So it's getting pretty well known now. And it is just a very calming energy. It's a vibration. Everything's energy, frequency, and vibration. And so Reiki is a very light, calming energy.
So when we go to our Reiki session, it's like, okay, now this is your time. It's the opportunity for you to connect with yourself, with your spirit, with prayers. And also you said sounds.
Some you can, I do, incorporate at the end of a Reiki session some sound therapy with Reiki. It's done differently by different Reiki masters worldwide, but I find that that's helpful too. So it's just a drum that sounds like a harp, like an angel's harp. It's so nice. And some tuning forks. And I utilize what we call crystals, which we place on the chakras to help magnify the energy even more. And it's very assistive to people. By the time they're done with a 45-minute Reiki session, they're usually very relaxed. As long as they're open and allowing it to come in, they're very relaxed and they feel very good.
Yeah, so the use of sounds, like you mentioned, and the use of essential oils, aroma, and also
aromatherapy.
That helps enhance all those.
It does. It helps to enhance. It's just an addition. The Reiki alone by itself is fine, is plenty, but we like to add some enhancements to make it even more pleasurable.
Yes.
And more effective.
Like the crystals, you mentioned crystals, which also they have healing powers.
They do. They do.
So imagine that you put all that together, sounds, crystals, aromatherapy, the energy from your body and from your spirit.
Mind, body, spirit, yes.
And there's no reason why you shouldn't have a good experience.
All right.
Yes. That is wonderful. To me, it was a really good experience when I went to your therapy. And when I got out, I felt so like I was walking in the clouds.
Good, yes. We were floating, right?
I was like, okay.
Reiki has that effect. Yes, you feel very good.
Yes.
Very floaty, and we do try to ground you a little bit before you leave, but yes, it's a very nice feeling. And that's our natural state of being. That's supposed to be how we are. But because, we haven't really learned that, we haven't been taught that, how important it is for our body, mind, and spirit to utilize meditation and Reiki, crystals, aromatherapy, sound therapy, any kind of vibration, because like we said, it helps the body, mind, and helps us connect to our spirit, because that's what we're missing. We're missing that in our lives.
We get so busy, distracted with everything else. And sometimes our spirit calls us for peace.
It does.
It does.
It does me. Slow down.
Slow down.
And Reiki is very gentle and it's non-invasive. And we do it on a massage table. We just have you get up on a massage table. And fully clothed. All you have to take off is your shoes. It's not like massage. It's very different. So some people prefer that, although massage is very valuable too. I go for it. And you just get to be there and relax and receive.
Relax and receive.
Yes.
How
often do moms get to do that?
Yes. I love that. Okay, Debbie. So how many years have you been doing this?
About 14 years.
14 years. Yeah. That's pretty nice.
Yes.
Wow. Awesome. And how did you discover Reiki?
I discovered Reiki actually the first time many years ago when my mother read or heard something about it, and she asked me if I could help her find a book on Reiki, and we just couldn't find one back then. We didn't have Amazon, we didn't have the internet. We tried to go into bookstores and ask, and they looked at us like we were speaking another language, which really actually we were, because Reiki's Japanese. But so we just kind of tabled it for a while. But then later, my husband and I moved to Hawaii for a while, and I started seeing signs because it's pretty prevalent there. Reiki and massage, and so I was really paying attention. It was piquing my attention, but I actually never did go and get Reiki. But so when we moved back to the mainland here in Bakersfield, I was mopping the floor one day and I just kept hearing Reiki. It was like it was calling me.
Really? Oh,
it was like
wow.
It's a calling. Reiki's a calling if you're going to teach it, if you're going to give Reiki. And so it's kind of like your intuition's coming in and letting you know it's time to look into this.
To look into this.
We all have that intuition that comes in. Wow. So I said, okay. I even actually dropped them off and said, okay, I'm going to look into Reiki. And I thought I'd have to go to Los Angeles or somewhere like that. But actually, there were a couple of wonderful Reiki practitioners here, Reiki masters, we call them, and who can teach Reiki. And I found one, and a lovely lady named Jerry Neptune, and I went to her. And she taught me Reiki in a very wonderful way. And my soul just really took to it, and I loved it. And I actually started up with my Reiki master, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, I really had a really good experience with you. But I need to ask you.
Okay.
There's people that maybe they're not open to the experience and they cannot receive nothing, and they're just like, we don't know what to say because we didn't have a good experience, and I have heard that there's nothing for them. Why does that happen?
Well, they're just not, if they're not open to it, then it's not for them yet. It's not for them right now, and that's okay. I mean, we've all had experiences. I'm sure there was a time I wouldn't have been open to it. Look what it took. They had to like knock on my head to get me to pay attention, and I can certainly understand that. So we just say, when you're ready, and if it piques your interest and you'd like to try it, and it's something you think you'd like to do, but it's not good to ever force anyone. Sometimes I'll get someone come in and I want my husband. She'll love it, and then she'll want her husband to come, but he's not quite open to it or ready. So I always say, just wait until he's open and ready to receive Reiki. And you do have to be in a readiness. It's along the lines of Tai Chi and Qigong and those kinds of things. And until your body's ready and you're interested, it doesn't resonate with the person. So why force it? We don't force it on anyone.
It makes sense. Mm-hmm. So how would a person will be preparing themselves if they are new to Reiki, they're new to these new therapies? How would you recommend them or say that they can start preparing themselves if they want to experience a Reiki session, or any of the other?
Well, it's nice to talk to the person that they're going to go, thinking of going to for Reiki, and ask any questions that they might have and find out a little more about what happens during a Reiki session.
Okay.
And also they can look at YouTube videos, and there's some very good YouTube videos about Reiki, and they can read about it as well. It's very, very well known now, very prevalent and on the internet. And there's good information out there, and some information that's not so good, but they can fill into it for themselves and trust themselves to know whether that source is good. If it's not, drop it, and there's always somewhere else that they can go. But I think the best way is to ask a Reiki practitioner. Look them up online and in your area, and ask them what they think about Reiki and what happens during a Reiki session. Okay.
Yeah, I think those are very good tips, very good information. So there you go. If you're interested in Reiki, start learning a little bit more about it and do a little research. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, perfect. And let's see. How long is a Reiki session?
Usually about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
I schedule an hour and come in and we chat a little bit to get to know each other, and if the person is a little nervous, and help them to calm them and answer any questions they have. And hopefully they will trust me, and then we can get started. There's really nothing to be concerned about at all. It's very wonderful and relaxing experience.
Yes, definitely. And you mentioned that the other services that you provide is, let me write them down.
Okay.
Can you?
Meditation. I can help people meditation is not rocket science. It's actually pretty simple. And with a few techniques, I can help someone get started and learn how to calm the mind more. And you really can't completely clear the mind. The mind is made to think, and it's made to, focus on other things other than the spirit. So I can help with that. And I work virtually as well as locally. Mm-hmm. So I can work with them that way as well over Zoom. And I also teach Reiki. I teach Reiki at all 3 levels. Reiki first degree, Reiki second degree, or people who are ready to go into Reiki Master. I teach that. And we can do Reiki at a distance. Mm-hmm. I do distance Reiki. It's nicer in person, but if you can't go in person, then it's nice to contact a Reiki practitioner and get some Reiki sent to you across the miles. Reiki's energy, and energy can go anywhere.
It's just, how would that work? It's just taking that time to connect to your spirit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Taking time for yourself.
Taking time for yourself.
Focusing on yourself for a change. We need more of that, and connect to your spirit, and I can help people learn. It's simple, it's easy once you know how. We've just really not been taught to do that.
How do they connect with that music on Zoom? Do you put it on Zoom too so they can listen to the music and the guidance? Or how do they connect at the distance with the music?
At the distance, we don't incorporate the music usually. We could. I haven't done it yet, but you just had a very good idea. Yes, we could do that. Yes, I thank you for that. Usually we do a distance Reiki session, and it's not on Zoom. I just do it myself. And if you want to, you don't have to tune into the energy. You're going to receive the energy no matter what you're doing. But you can. Some people say, well, I'd like to know what time you're going to do it so I can, sit down and lay down and see if I can tune into it. But it doesn't matter. And when Reiki's done at a distance. But we can do it over. I've been teaching Reiki at a distance. I taught a gal in Texas 2 days ago, and my nephew in Arizona, and yesterday, and it's working very well. They're feeling the energy. I'm doing the attunements to Reiki at a distance, and which we've had to learn now that since COVID, how to do things more virtual. Mm-hmm. So it's working out very well, and the energy has felt very well.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, and I'm pretty sure that works pretty well too. Yes.
And I do spiritual guidance, so that's another thing that we can do, either on the phone and sometimes over Zoom.
A spiritual guidance?
Uh-huh.
And how's that one, Debbie? Tell me a little bit more of a spiritual guidance.
We call it spiritual intuitive guidance, and some people even call it spiritual counseling. And that's when we sit and talk, we chat, just like you and I are.
Okay.
And if there's some issues in their life that, they'd like some help with or some more clarity, and then we can ask our guides and our angels, because I work with angels, to help us. And I'm very intuitive, and sometimes I'll hear the advice that's coming through for them. And so I do that as well. I do that actually as much as I do Reiki.
Wow, that is wonderful, because so many times we have questions. Should I do this? Should I do that? We want to know, like, what is a good way to approach something, and maybe you can guide us a little bit with that.
Right. And it's not me; it comes through me, but it's almost like it's an energy as well, isn't it? It's opening to energy. It's almost like when a person prays and they ask and they receive. They receive the answer. Prayer is energy, isn't it? Prayer is energy going up to God. Mm-hmm. And so we can ask angels to assist us. That's what they're there for, is to help us. And they do. They come through for us. So and they never tell anyone what to do, because each person deserves the dignity of making their own decisions in their life. But they will talk it through with them, we talk it through, we look at it from different perspectives and bring some clarity in. And sometimes that's all someone needs. And there's so many people out there who don't have anybody to talk to, who no one shows them the time of day or will listen to them. They need to be listened to. And that's also a slowing down. It's a slowing down and sitting and listening and talking about the issues that are in our life and getting a little guidance on, getting some guidance, but not to be told, yes, do it this way or do it that way. No, that's not what we do.
Yeah, all of this helps.
Yes.
Wonderful. How can we prepare for a session?
For a Reiki session?
Yes, for a Reiki session.
I think that the best way is to look forward to it with a positive attitude and know that it's going to benefit you and it's going to be well, because everything is according to our beliefs and our thoughts. So if we have a nice attitude toward it, even though we may be a little nervous because we've never experienced anything, there's not a thing to be concerned about. It's a very pleasurable, very pleasant experience. It might be different and something, but if you've had massage, Reiki is akin to massage. But I don't massage you, I don't touch you, I just channel some energy to you that most people feel, and it can feel like warmth coming from my hands, or the Reiki practitioner that you choose, their hands. You can feel a vibration. Some people actually see some colors. Some people get some information, get all of a sudden have an idea that they didn't have before, that they were seeking, and it comes because they're relaxed.
Yes.
Then it comes through. Relaxation really assists us in so many ways. So that's how they can prepare. It's just by knowing that whatever happens, because we say a prayer before we start, knowing that whatever happens is going to be for their highest good. Their highest and best good. That's what I always set the intent for. And that they'll feel better when they leave than they did when they came in.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful, Debbie. It is the perfect moment to ask during the meditation, to ask for clarity, because you will see some images and they're going to start like, oh, okay, connecting to what you're asking. Right. Because that's what happened to me too.
Did it? Yes.
Yes. I started seeing some connection to what I was asking, and it's like an answer to your prayers.
It can be. I'm glad it was that for you. It can be. It's different for everyone, but yes, that's absolutely common for that to happen. Yes. There's a lot of anxiety. People are experiencing anxiety and depression quite a bit these days. Yes. And no wonder with all that's going on and happening. And Reiki is very assistive with that. It really helps people to calm down. And even if it's only for a little while, it does change things. It does what we have chakras in our body, which are the energy centers. We have 7 major chakras in our body, which are the major energy centers of our body. And these are the wheels of energy that draw the Reiki in. And they're energetic. You can't see them. When you x-ray, they're not there. It's all energetic. And so Reiki works that way. And the chakras need to be balanced. Anyone who's taken yoga is familiar with chakras. Anyone who's taken any kind of healing work is familiar. Acupuncture, Qigong, Tai Chi, those kinds of things. And so it balances our chakras, because they can become stuck or stagnant. They can actually even stop. And then we need to start them up again. We need to get the mucky energy out of there. And so Reiki really assists with that as well.
Yes, and talking about the chakras, can you show me where the chakras are, and can you name the 7 chakras, And I heard something else. Something is coming with the eighth chakra. I heard some place.
Yes.
The eighth chakra that is they just find out.
Oh, it's fairly recent, yes. Yes, may I do it on you? Okay,
Yes.
All right. So you have 7 major chakras, and you're right, there is an 8th chakra. There's actually many chakras in our body, and many energy centers. There's hundreds of tiny chakras at the bottom of our feet. So we always try to put some Reiki in the feet, so the energy, and maybe some essential oil spray or something like that. So your first chakra is at your tailbone, if you'll stand up. It's right here at your tailbone, okay? And then the next one is at your sacral. Right here, right below your navel, and they go all the way through. Yes, they go all the way through to the back.
Okay.
And they're kind of like a horn that comes out that brings the energy in, if we could see them. The next one is what we call the solar plexus. Solar like the sun. It's your tummy.
Okay.
It's right there, your tummy area. That's your power center. And the next one is your heart center, right here, and also in the back. And then your throat. Your third eye, which is a lot about intuition and clarity, and that's what we used during Reiki. That's why you got the visions. It comes in through your third eye. And then this is your crown chakra. Your crown opens up and lets in energy from above. So that's a very important chakra. And then about depending on the person, about 18 inches above the head is your 8th chakra, which kind of amps down the energy from above in order for this big energy, white light energy, to come down into your during meditation. I'm not talking Reiki, I'm talking meditation. During meditation right now.
Okay. Beautiful. Yes, so I've been learning a little bit more since I went to your session. I've been learning a little bit more about the chakras. And also I learned that when one of them are blocked or something happened to them for whatever reason, also can bring some kind of how can I say it, disease?
Yeah, it can.
The blockage in one of the chakras can bring a disease.
Yes, when all the chakras are really connected. So if one is sluggish or slow or stopped, then it can affect the other chakras. And it is believed in holistic terms that it can cause disease.
It can cause
any kind of stagnation of the energy in our body. So that is believed. That is a belief that is common in holistic. And Reiki helps to open the chakras, get them going again, get them turning again. They turn clockwise, and that's why we feel better. That's one reason. There's multiple. That's one reason we feel better after a Reiki session. So, for example, the throat chakra is kind of a common one that people might have a little problem with, and so it's about balance. So, the throat chakra is about speaking up and speaking out. Maybe we're speaking up and speaking out too much. Maybe we're yelling at our kids or our dogs a little too much, if we feel that way. Or maybe we just don't speak up much at all and we're just quiet and we just close down. Neither way is healthy. We would like a balance. A balance. So that chakra might be slowed down if either one of those is the case. And then we go in and Reiki can assist, and there are many ways to do that. Acupuncture is one of them, but Reiki massage is one. Reiki is certainly one that it really helps to balance the chakras.
Yes, so many ways that can help our chakras, like you mentioned, acupuncture, meditation, yoga, because it also opens the chakras and it helps the movement of yoga, the stretching, it helps the movements.
Yes.
So there's many holistic ways to help your chakras, the energy in your chakras.
There is.
Yes.
And then when we meditate, we also we can do a chakra balancing meditation. And that assists our body as well and our chakras. We want them to be running well. We want to oil them up in a manner of speaking and get them running well for us.
Yes. You mentioned we have chakras on the bottom of our feet.
Yes.
How about on the hands?
Yes.
We do too.
Yes.
We have to. Yeah, because I felt your hands so warm, so energy. Energy.
Right.
And why is it that sometimes people have really warm hands and some other ones really cold hands?
That's the truth. Well, it's hard to speak for everyone, but some people just have energy in their hands, and their hands feel good. It feels good when they touch you, because you can feel the warmth and you can feel the energy there.
Your hands feel so good.
Well, I think that's the Reiki.
They feel just like, wow. Yeah, so warm.
Yeah, so during a Reiki session, the practitioner's hands usually heat up and it feels nice and warm. And I was doing Reiki on a friend yesterday, and she said, I'm really enjoying your little heat pads, because all over the body it felt like warmth to her. And that's the Reiki energy coming through, and you can feel a vibration there as well. Now, not everyone feels the heat. It depends on each person. It's different. Each body is different. I would say most people do. Yes.
Most people do.
It's energy. It's just the Reiki. It's the Reiki energy.
Definitely. Well, how beautiful. I think we can continue with this chat for...
We probably could. You and I could.
Yeah, we probably could. But we are going to continue, Debbie. If you would like to continue and we can talk about a specific thing.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Just talk. Because also what I experienced when I went to the session, I didn't know that you were a medium.
Oh yes, yes.
I had no idea.
That just came up during our.
Yes, that came up right there.
Sometimes it just spontaneously happens, and it's a wonderful thing usually for the person. Although it can be very emotional, you can imagine. But yes, sometimes that spontaneously happens.
Yes.
While we're together, if it's meant to be.
Talking about emotional. My experience, and I heard other experiences, crying.
Mm-hmm.
We just cannot prevent the feeling of crying. Mm-hmm. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, crying's not always a bad thing. Sometimes we pent up our emotions if someone that we love very much passes.
Yes.
Sometimes we stuff down emotion. Sometimes we cry a lot and then we tell ourselves, I'm not going to cry anymore. This is not good. And then we just, make it stop. But really, that's not good, because that affects our chakras and our body and the energy in our body. So if we can make a contact with the one that we're grieving, or whatever is going on in our life that makes us feel like we want to have an emotion coming up. Sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's fear. So it's good to release it, to let it come out. Mm-hmm. And Reiki helps us to release pent up and stuffed down emotions.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because I remember I was trying to hold, not to cry at the sessions. I was trying to hold it, but I couldn't. It was just like, I started crying. Yes. And then to me it was a beautiful experience, because I got to connect without you knowing, without anything, connect with my mother that I miss.
You miss so much, yes. I know. And I'm really happy for you that happened, because I don't know how you feel since, but that can be very healing. That's what I love about mediumship, is it can really be healing for the person who's missing that person very much, and you get to have a little bit of, you get to feel them again, you get to know they're there, and know that they're always around us. We don't ever really go away.
Yeah.
And that's very comforting for someone who's grieving.
Yes.
The loss of someone. And to start looking at it as, well, maybe it's not such a loss if they can come to me, mm-hmm. then anytime, and they're around me. And you said you do feel your mother around you. Oh yes. So yes. and that can be comforting and healing, and help us to go forward in our lives where we weren't able to before.
Absolutely. And the way I see it is, it's like a new beginning. once you start letting go your fear, letting go the person that you realize that is in a better place, it's like a new beginning for you.
Yes.
It's like a new beginning. It's like a new connection. You connect in a different way. It's a new connection.
Definitely. That's very true.
Yes.
Yes, it is. It's comforting because we worry about them. What happened to them? Where are they? Are they okay? And then when you can connect with them, you can feel that they're happy, that your mother was happy.
Yes,
She's doing well. And a lot of, they're dancing in heaven. They're dancing on the other side.
When you mentioned that, because you love dancing and I love dancing, and when you mentioned your mother is dancing in the sky, I was like so happy to hear that. And I found a book. It's called Dancing in the Sky with the Angels in Heaven. Dancing with the Angels in Heaven. So I'm reading that book and I'm learning a lot of that. So I'm connecting. So
I need to read that book. That sounds wonderful. Yes, and there's a song.
There's a
song on YouTube, beautiful, a young woman, beautiful voice, called "Dancing in the Sky." After she sings that. I'm sure there's a number of people who sing it now, but I'm hoping you can find her. I'll try to look it up and send you a link. You're gonna cry, but it's a good way. It's a beautiful song.
Oh wow!
I've had a lot of loss in my life as well, and it's really nice to be able to know these comforting things that it isn't, and start looking at it more as not a loss, but just a moving on of the person, and they're happy and they're doing well, and that they're home.
Yes, and now there's a new way to connect, a new way to move on with them.
That's true.
A new way.
A new and different way.
A new and different way. Yes. Thank you so much, Debbie.
Thank you so much.
Anything else that you want to share, Debbie?
I can't think of anything at this time.
We talked pretty good.
We did. I think we covered quite a bit. We didn't cover everything, but we covered
pretty good for today.
Yeah.
But I think we should continue. We should continue, and let's choose a topic to talk about that. Maybe about the chakras. Maybe we could talk more about the chakras.
Go into that a little more?
Yes,
okay.
A little deeper. Just the chakras, and just like the eye chakra you mentioned.
The third eye. That's where our intuition. Yes. Our knowing. How do we know what we know sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Every mother has intuition.
Yes.
You know what your baby needs, and sometimes we don't. That usually means our third eye needs a little work.
It needs a little work. Okay, yeah. So there you go. If we don't know something, but if we do, it's like we are very intuitive.
Yes.
But if we don't, we probably need to clear.
Probably.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Yeah, we have to go into that deeper next time.
Open your third eye.
Okay, there you go.
Sometimes we've closed our third eye because maybe at one time we saw something with it that we didn't understand. So we just kind of intuitively close it down.
Okay.
But and then when we know that and we have more information, then we can work on opening it up, and we usually will do that. If someone comes to me and says, I feel like it's closed down, then we can do it in meditation.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And even online, there's some good third eye meditations.
Third eye meditation. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, there is so much to learn.
There's so much to learn.
Beautiful.
Yes, and if we get together, perhaps you'd be open to us doing a short chakra balancing meditation, so people can learn how to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we should do that too.
Oh,
I think we should
I'm excited.
do that. Oh yes. Oh, absolutely.
Great.
Yeah. So this is for the community to learn about everything that is around us.
Yes.
We share our wisdom, and we learn from each other.
Yes, we do learn from each other. I've learned from the people who come and see me just as much as they learn from me, and I think that's wonderful.
It is wonderful. It's the only way to learn more. Mm-hmm. When we share what we know. When we share what we know. So I would love that. I would love that for you to come back and tell us a little bit more about the chakras. Also, I have a question, Debbie. The aura.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about it?
The aura is your energy that's emanating from your body.
Uh-huh.
And depending on the person, some people, their auras are real close to their head. But if you meditate a lot, your aura will increase and get larger. And has different colors.
Different colors, just like the chakras. Different colors. Is it the same colors of the chakras? Or?
Usually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there could be an exception to that, because sometimes the colors will blend. Like yellow and red will blend. Yeah, that kind of thing. But anything's possible in meditation, because we go beyond the limited into the limitless.
Like I said, we could go on and on and on.
We could. We'll talk about meditation another time.
Absolutely.
Would that be all right with you?
I think that's wonderful.
I'm excited.
So let's do that. We'll continue in the next episodes. So just keep an eye for the next shows, and we're gonna continue talking with Debbie. And if you have any questions, let us know. If you want to know something about meditation, Reiki, a medium, the sound therapy, the aromatherapy, and all the holistic ways to connect to your body. So let us know if you have any questions, and we'll continue talking about this in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Debbie, for coming. I think it was a beautiful time.
It was beautiful. Thank you, Veronica. You had some really good questions. And remember, it's all about love. The basis to it all is love. What the world needs now
is
in
love.
The old song is so true in this timing. We need love.
Yes.
We need our spirit. We need calmness. We need transformation.
And love can do everything, right? Love can do everything.
I'm not the healer. Reiki's not even the healer. Love is the healer, and each person has their own body consciousness that knows how to heal. If you cut your finger, what happens? You put a Band-Aid on it, a few days it's healed.
Because your body knows what to do.
Yes.
You know what to do.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
That is
beautiful. Do work. I mean, we don't work instead of doctors. It's more of a complementary therapy, Reiki is, because doctors are amazing and wonderful, and nurses and all the medical community.
Yes.
And so I just like to say that as well. In fact, Dr. Oz, on the TV, Dr. Oz, his wife Lisa is a Reiki master, and he allows Reiki in his surgery and his therapy.
And I think that's beautiful, because it complements.
Why not bring it in together? Complementary,
Yes, it's complements. I think it's beautiful. Instead of just being close to one thing, be open to experience different things. Maybe one thing will work, maybe another thing will not work, but give it a try.
Give it a try.
Try it out. Why not?
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah, why not? Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Again, bye-bye.
Bye.